So right off the bat, you see beautiful behind the back, and Charlene Beatties, who's been on fire, just beats his man and buries it on the far side around Bouquet. Doesn't take very long for Saskatchewan to come back and get a goal of their own. You see in transition here, Messenger comes flying up the floor. He gives it to Martel, who gives it down to Barnable, and you've got Keegan Ball over there trying to cover him. But Barnable gets the finish. Nice transition goal. And you see Bouquet actually played pretty good. I mean, all alone on the doorstep, and he's there for the save. Here you see Madronic just steps in and just beats Bold flat out on the far side with a beautiful overhand shot. One of the many highlight saves from Bold. So you got Keegan Ball flying up the floor here, and when the slide comes over, it leaves Sean Evans all alone up top, and he buries it, gets Bouquet stepping out and beats him. So Saskatchewan comes down on offense, and you see Goodwin gets a little high there in the middle. Bold makes a great save, but now they're on the power play. Saskatchewan on the power play, moving the ball around. You've got Mark Matthews up top. Church gives it up to him. Matthews steps down like he's going to shoot, causes the defender to come over, and Bold can't quite get over there fast enough. You see beautiful little behind the bat flip, and Keenan paints it right on the near side, and Bold is just off the post. So great ball movement by Vancouver, gets Charlene Beatties with the ISO, and by the time the slide can get down, it's too late, and he beats Bouquet. There's a little lapse on the rebound, all alone out front, and Bold up to the task. Vancouver works the ball down, get an ISO on the near side, and Keegan Ball drives into the defender, steps out, gets his hands free, and scores. And then a couple of minutes later, you'll notice the very same thing happens. Transition comes up the floor, Keegan Ball again isolated on this side. The defender thinks he's doing a good job on his hands, but cannot stop it. Less than a minute apart and two identical goals. Then you see about a minute 20 later, they almost had the same thing. This one ends up getting called back because he steps into the crease, but very demoralizing. So you see Keegan Ball driving in here. All the defense comes over to help. And right here, you see this guy isn't able to come up and cover Sean Evans because he's watching Keegan Ball. Gives him a couple of seconds, and Sean Evans buries it. This is just one Vancouver's D's going to want back. They leave the first guy all alone. They're not able to clear the rebound out. And you see Dan Littner just with that kind of time. There's nothing Bolt can do. So Saskatchewan decided to pull Bouquet after the last goal, and you see things aren't going much better. The D never gets out onto him. They're just kind of in the way for the screen, and nobody on his hands. Beautiful shot by Charlene Beatties. Hammer Jackson wins the next faceoff, comes down, takes another shot, and another immediate goal. 6 seconds after the last one. And here you see the defense getting to the Saskatchewan offense. They get frustrated. He kind of puts them in a headlock there, which starts this little skirmish, and then the next thing you know, there's going to be a power play for Vancouver. They are not able to quite capitalize on. And here you see they finally are able to stop Keegan Ball. Know where he's shooting. He's able to get the leg pad out onto it. But they pick up the rebound, get a reset. See Martel sets a beautiful screen, and then goes the defense, gets stuck on the outside, diving across the front of the net. He's able to bury it. Actually, it looks like he goes short side going across the momentum. That's a tough save for the goalie. And here you see a great defensive set by Saskatchewan. Puts the pressure on. Shot clock's winding down. They miss the pass. Run down. Pick up the ball. Yeah, and you'll see Keenan really sets up this play and gives Matthews the room he needs. What you'll notice here is where they are out there, it doesn't allow the goalie to be able to stay set up on the posts. And you see as he's stepping, then he ends up, I believe he beats him 5-hole here. So Saskatchewan feeling pretty good. They just got 2 goals. The defense steps up big here. They force Vancouver to just kind of toss it down into the corner. And you see they get down here. Beautiful off the rebound, buries it. And things started to look like they were going to really turn Saskatchewan's way coming out of the half. First 2 goals flying around. But then Saskatchewan gets the breakaway. Bold comes up huge. And this is kind of, demoralizing for the Rush. And you can see the energy just fall out. And it starts, they get a couple stupid penalties after this. But they've been playing good. They get down the floor.
Bold makes a big save, and then a rip from the restraining line by Killian, an absolute monster of a shot, but that's one that the goalie's definitely going to want back. So there's 3 unsportsmanlike penalties called at the same time, everybody chirping at each other a little bit. So you had Hammer Jackson for the Warriors, you had Garlant for the Rush, and Beers for the Rush, which leads to a power play for the Warriors, and you see the Rush were actually doing pretty good. Get a shot, they're shorthanded right now. So now Vancouver gets up the floor. So we're over a minute and a half into this power play, and you see Sean Evans just kind of rolls it back, starts coming down, and they set up the power play. Get on back, start working down the side, and Keegan Ball rips the shot. The commentator said they thought it went off somebody's stick. These guys shoot so fast, it's kind of hard to tell, and that's why they say good things happen when you throw it at the net. Yeah, you see it goes off the defenseman's stick there. He gets it in the path, which is able to divert it just enough to get it by Penny, who came in the game to replace Bouquet. Then you're going to see Littner takes a frustration penalty. So he comes up here, gets a good pick, passes the ball off, gets knocked down, and then just reaches around and smacks him right in the shins. So you see Vancouver comes down to the power play. Sean Evans rips the shot, gets the reset of the shot clock. Ball does a really good job of stepping down like he's going to shoot, and then puts that hard step in when he throws it behind the back feed, who over to Killian, and he just absolutely buries it. Great finish. So then Saskatchewan comes flying down the floor, and you see they start working the ball around. Church sets a beautiful screen here. It's able to leave Madronic wide open. The D doesn't switch off, and he had a great game with the help from Church there on the goal. And this is all part of the reason why Sean Evans is so underrated on this team. He gets them so pissed off. They're chirping at him. Then the best is, in a little bit, you're going to see he goes to run off the field, runs straight into a monster of a man. Here's, you see him standing up at the court. He puts his hands out and just puts him in front of him, steps right into him, levels him, and there you see everybody's got more words to get everybody all excited. Saskatchewan maybe hoping this could change things for him, but it definitely does not have that effect, as we see. And here you see Chase Gunn picks up the loose ball, starts the offense, runs down, waits for the rest of the offense to get on the floor, passes it out to Keegan Ball, and then they work this 2-man game over on the far side. See, beautiful, sets the screen, give and go, gets the ball, dives across the crease, beautiful goal, Chase Scanlon. So Vancouver gets an illegal substitution penalty at the end of the third quarter, so we jump into the fourth quarter. Church goes to shoot it, goes off somebody's stick, goes high. Dinsdale picks up the rebound, feeds it back out to Church, who steps in like he's going to shoot, then throws a beautiful behind the back over to Dinsdale, who's ever to beat Bold, and Dinsdale starting to heat up. And you see how Dinsdale does all the little things right, goes over, gets the loose ball, pushes it. Bold has to step out front, and as he steps back, and then Dinsdale throwing that ball back to the far side of the net, forces him to come over, and he's not fast enough. Great shot placement by Dinsdale. Bold couldn't quite keep up with it. Just an absolute, this is what you're supposed to do, kids. Get the goalie moving to side to side and shoot it against his momentum. And here you're going to see a pretty similar setup, except this time, when he feeds it over, Bold probably stays a little farther over because he knows he got beat on that left side, and you see him kind of dropping there, guessing it's going to go that way, and Dinsdale pulls it back on the right side. That's just game IQ and knowing where to put the shot. Absolutely great shot by Dinsdale. Beautiful pass by Church to get it back over to him. And then this would have been a huge momentum swing. I mean, then you're talking 3 goals. Beautiful give and go. Nice shot. He's able to beat Bold, but he's not because the ref says his foot's in the crease. So then Vancouver runs down, takes the quick shot, and Saskatchewan picks it up. Comes flying down the floor. Wide open out front, but a beautiful back check by Matt Delmonico. Saves the play and prevents Saskatchewan from getting the shot, and the ball goes right back to Vancouver. This time Vancouver decides to wait, get the entire offense out on the floor, work the ball around. They give it down to Sean Evans, who drives in as soon as the slide starts coming his way, feeds it to his man out back, and Killian dives with the dunk. Absolutely amazing. Just so fast. That's how fast it happens. As soon as that slide came, Killian knew, and there was no way you can expect Bouquet to get over to that side. Beautiful goal. So Vancouver scores, pulling them back ahead by 5. It's now 14-9. There's no more scoreboard on. Beautiful pass over to Mark Matthews, who's able to beat Aaron Bold, brings the game back to within 4 in less than 15 seconds. Just an absolute beautiful play, but then Aaron Bold comes right back and stands tall. And now he gives the ball back to Vancouver. So you got Evans up top, gives the ball over to Keegan-Ball, who drives in the slide. The D has to stay kind of watching him, which leaves a wide open Martel, who is able to bury it. You see a beautiful feed across, Aaron Bold able to save it. It's just, he played so amazing. It's so hard. And then you see Vancouver, one of the big things, they pick the rebound up in front of the net, come flying down the floor, and look at that transition. You got a wide open Sean Evans on the doorstep of Bouquet. There's nothing Bouquet's really going to do about that. Saskatchewan picks up the loose ball off the end dasher. And you see Madronic with a beautiful step to the inside, just beats his man and is able to beat Bold. He had a great game. That was the third goal, completing his hat trick. You see Aaron Bold able to slide across somehow and then make that save. He just played amazing. There really wasn't much Saskatchewan was able to do to get past him. I mean, and they did get by him, but he had a phenomenal game. Aaron Bold had 51 saves, and that's the kind of thing that you need out of a goalie if you want to be able to beat these top offensive teams. You can't have a good goalie, you got to have a great goalie. Then you see that rip from Matthews out deep. I mean, Bolt's going to want that one back, but he made plenty of saves that made up for it. As the clock kind of winds down here, you see he makes one more. And at this point, though, Saskatchewan's playing for pride, which is they get a few more shots on Bold. He did what he did. He stayed strong the whole game, but he really was the MVP of this game. 51 saves. Vancouver, 16.
Saskatchewan, 12.